Throughout this ongoing Russia-Ukraine conflict, Western media and the Western analysts have been conveniently ignoring Russia's shrewd tactical maneuver. I'm going to explain this in this episode. Russia's tactical retreat from the western part of Kherson Oblast is pretty much part of this shrewd tactical maneuver or military strategy. But before that, let's understand this tactical retreat from the western flank of Dnieper River or Dnipro River with a map. You need to understand that Kherson Oblast region is quite a big region, okay? And this is how it looks. This is basically the boundary or bordering areas of Kherson Oblast region. This particular dotted line represents that boundary. And this is basically the Nikolaev area. Now, and this is Crimea, basically. Now, this Kherson Oblast region has two segments. One lies on the western flank or western bank of this Dnieper River, and the other one lies on the eastern flank. Russian tactical retreat is confined only in the western flank or western bank of this Dnieper River. However, this is also true that the main city of Kherson, which is located here, is on the western flank or western bank of the Dnieper River, right? However, the large chunk of this Kherson Oblast region actually falls on the eastern flank or eastern bank of Dnieper River. Now, the eastern part of Kherson Oblast is linked with the western part of the Kherson Oblast across the Dnieper River or Dnipro River using two bridges. These two bridges are extremely important. Antonovsky Bridge, and further north there is this Nova Kakhovka Bridge. These two bridges are the ones which actually link the eastern part of Kherson Oblast with the western part of the Kherson Oblast. These two bridges, that is the Antonovsky Bridge and the bridge at Nova Kakhovka, have come under heavy artillery bombardment from the Ukrainian forces. They have also been bombarded by the HIMARS rocket artillery. Bridge at Nova Kakhovka has become dysfunctional, and as a result, Russian forces on the western flank of Dnieper River or the Dnipro River risk being cut off from the rest of the Russian forces on the eastern flank of the Dnieper River in the Kherson Oblast region. It is a logistics problem for Russia. Supply of arms ammunition, ration and other utilities have become a problem. Hence, a smart decision has been made. Now, this tactical retreat of the Russian forces from the western flank of the Dnieper River also underlines a shrewd military strategy as part of Russian political and military leadership. Let's understand that. If you closely observe, you would see that the Russian forces would venture into a territory where they think the Ukrainian forces are vulnerable. They would then bleed the Ukrainian forces and bleed them profusely. Then, at some point in time, the Ukrainian forces would regroup and they would plan for a counter-offensive or counter-attack against the Russian forces. And once that counter-attack or counter-offensive begins or about to begin, Russia would withdraw its forces. That is tactical retreat. That is, go in, bleed your opponent, bleed them profusely, and then withdraw from there before you start bleeding. You yourself start bleeding. This is a shrewd military strategy. In Kherson, Russia has bled Ukraine, and Ukraine today is bleeding to white. On the other hand, Russia is not willing to get into a street fight with Ukraine in Kherson West. This strategy can drain enormous blood out of any opponent. It is draining blood out of Ukraine like anything. It is the conservative approach in one hand. Russian casualty is negligible compared to that of Ukrainian casualty, and for that matter, the casualty of the NATO mercenaries or the Polish mercenaries. On the other hand, this approach is flexible. That is, it is Russia who decides when to fight and when not to fight. This is something completely ignored and quite conveniently by the Western analysts and the Western media. This is a wonderful strategy. This is a great military strategy that comes straight from Sun Tzu's Art of War. This has serious implications in the outcome of this conflict as well. These Russian forces would first reinforce the Russian defense lines in the southern part of Kherson, that is along the eastern flank of the Dnieper River. Then Russia would try and capture northern part of Zaporizhia. This part of Zaporizhia is still under Ukrainian control. Ukrainian forces are in great peril there because they themselves have bombarded the bridge at Novakakhovka. It is now completely dysfunctional, and once Russia completes its retreat, Russian forces would not allow any vehicular traffic over the Antonovsky Bridge. Therefore, now the Ukrainian forces operating in the northern part of Zaporizhia along the eastern flank of Dnieper River are going to get trapped. Once Russian forces take northern part of Zaporizhia, they would mount an assault on Dnipropetrovsk. That is their main target. They would encircle Dnieper from south. In the meantime, Bakhmut would be in Russia's control completely. Already, PMC Wagner Group is in the Bakhmut city. Once Russia takes Bakhmut, they would go for Kramatorsk and Sloviansk. Once Kramatorsk and Sloviansk fall to the Russian forces, they would be able to encircle Dnieper from 3 directions. And then the final assault on Dnieper would begin. This is how the war or the Russia-Ukraine conflict is going to unfold over the next few months. That's what my opinion. Thank you. Thanks for watching this video. Kindly share this video with your loved ones and subscribe to this channel.